Many innocent youth in Uganda are falling victims of drug abuse. It is rather surprising that university students are among the leading consumers of drugs in the country. Some drugs are drunk, chewed, smoked, whereas others are passed directly into the bloodstream using a syringe. Abdul Karim Aziz, HOD Law Society, Kampala International University, puts the blame on institutions for failure to understand students' challenges and problems.
The problem of drug abuse in the university is caused by very many factors. One is the peer group influence. You find students who have initially came from a very reliable family, but upon getting to the university, they also want to belong. So they move with bad groups and they were influenced. They start from smoking cigarettes and gradually they graduate into taking drugs. Similarly, you have students who could not uh, handle failure. So you have students with retakes. People are not trained to know that in every institution you can pass, you can fail, and failure is not the end of the world. You can redo the paper and still pass it. So when people have challenges, it can be financial, it can be academics. They want to drown their sorrow. That is the terminology. So they want to forget about it and they engage in things that can assist them in doing that temporarily. But subsequently, they realize that the problem will not go away. So the smartest way of fixing a problem is not creating more problems.
Susan Nambozo, the principal coordinator of a students' think tank based at Kampala International University Forum for Ideas, attributes the vice to poor parenting and neglect of the boy child.
Well, I have had a close experience with especially the boys who involve themselves in drugs or generally the youth. However, in 2013, I worked with some lady who was working on a project to see the causes of drug addiction, especially among the boy child, which in my opinion, I attribute to poor parenting. Most of the boys at their tender ages are neglected and they are told to be men, even as young as 13 years. It's a general perception. And because of neglect, poor parentage, presumption of strength among boys, they end up involving in drugs. They drop out of school and then they get involved into the informal sector, which leads to low standards of living and then crime rate that is increasing due to exportation and importation of narcotic drugs, which is a very dangerous thing to our society. So from the perspective of, for me, the major cause is poor parentage and poor societal perception towards the boy child, because the greater percentage of children that involve themselves or the sex that involve themselves in drug addiction are actually the men. Some of them, it's according to the interface we had with them in Gulu, most of them say they're either orphans or they're victims of war, the LRA war that took place in northern Uganda, and so their families have separated and have nowhere, they have no home to go, so they resort to drugs as a mode of survival until God takes their lives.
The question therefore remains, what should be done to curb drug abuse?
And the university system has also not helped properly in terms of guidance and counseling. And so that is an area where most of the universities are not being active. You can have a building and say this is a guidance and counseling building and it's there, but how many students are going there? So you need to reach out to the students. There must be programs put in place to reach out to the students. You engage the student leaders, you engage different associations, different religious associations within the university to move around and see which of their members is not doing very well. And then you can create awareness to the system, and the student the system takes it over from there. But if you just sit back and then you are expecting students, most students are not one confident in even trusting the system to divulge their secrets in the first place. So you first need the student to trust you that you actually have solution to the problem they're suffering from. Because when the student sees you as the problem, and then you will not expect them to come back to the same person for solution. So we must work together as a team if you want to put an end to this problem of drug abuse.
The solution to this great problem of having a lot of, especially the male, involved in drug addiction is looking at the grassroots, the family, where these boys come from. Let's gear efforts to empower the boy, so that he's not frustrated and he ends up losing hope and resorting to drugs as the last resort. So I believe as government, as different stakeholders, let's move towards empowering the boy child. Let's educate the boy. It's not, this presumption of strength does not work. Some boys are very passionate about school, but because they lack avenues, they lack the money, they cannot go to school. So organizations should come up, non-governmental organizations, to also support the boy child to attain education so that they can live responsible lives.